go ahead and talk about how you would group operations, right? Sometimes we want certain commands to be grouped with one another, and sometimes we would want them to be separate from one another, okay? So group command prints the names of the primary and any supplementary groups for each given username, or the current process if no names are given. If more than one name is given, the name of each user is printed before the list of the user's groups, and the username is separated from the group list by a colon. Bash provides two ways to group a list of commands to be executed as a unit. When commands are grouped, redirections may be applied to the entire command list. For example, the output of all commands in the list may be redirected to a single stream. So here we have a little kind of chart or example of this. So we have a print working directory, and in here we have a curly brace, right? And then we have another curly brace. So we're saying, hey, we want ls to be grouped with these commands here, right? Because these two line up, so all this is grouped together, right? But we also want this to be part of this as a whole. So to run all of this, so line 3 through 7, and then it'll run line 8, and then after that it'll run line 9, right? Because this is encapsulating the whole thing, which is encapsulating 2 through 8, right? And 3 through 7 is being encapsulated as one single unit, and 4 through 7 is being encapsulated as one single thing, okay? So that's how we can kind of separate things. So we only want certain things around each other. These with all of this, and so on, okay? So that's a good way to kind of group things together. Let's go ahead and talk about binary, octal, and hexadecimal. So integer values can be represented in decimal, binary, octal, or hex numeric notations. By default, integer values are represented in decimal notation. Binary numbers have a base 2, octal numbers have a base 8, and hexadecimal numbers use base 16. So we're going to learn about how various notations with examples are used in the next slide. So here we have those examples. So we have decimal representation, the first one here. So we declare the I variable, or we do a declare dash I with the X variable, and we set it equal to 21. And when we echo X, obviously it's going to equal 21, right? So this is the decimal representation and what we're normally used to seeing. The binary representation is we're going to set X equal to 2, hashtag or pound 10101. So when we echo X, it'll come out as 21, but we had to write it like this, right? Okay, because binary have a base 2. Octal representation, we do a declare dash I X, and X is going to equal 8, hashtag or pound sign 25, and then echo X, which is going to come out to 21, right? Because octal has a base 8. And as you can guess, the next one's going to be 16, so declare dash I X, X equals 16, hashtag 15, echo X is going to equal 21, and that's hexadecimal representation.